All right. Welcome to a very special episode of the Out for Smokes podcast because Scott could not make it today. So, that'll be fun, I guess.
I don't know.
And just kidding. But he did say he said he was almost here. He said I'm parked outside, but I have to go because I have a family emergency. So we're in Midtown right now. We're at the studio that we rent in Midtown, and I don't know if I believe in the term family emergency. You know,
you don't know. This literally happened 30 minutes ago.
Like 30 minutes
I thought
ago,
this was
yeah.
Happened a couple days ago or something.
Yeah,
No, he canceled today.
Scott's family emergency was he got a Lego stuck in his throat, and he actually has to go back so his mommy can burp it out of him.
His sister had to come over and be like, "I know how to remove stuff that's stuck in your body. Let me."
Scott was, he was waiting for the podcast to start with Time to Kill, and he walked to the Lego store in Times Square and tried to eat the Millennium Falcon.
Yo, I got like halfway through the Millennium Falcon, and
Is he one of those adult Legos guys?
no, he's just
okay. I
like
could've seen that, though.
he's just like a little like child, I guess.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
He is the childlike joy, which I envy,
Yeah,
but then there's
right.
also the downsides.
Of being as smart as a child.
Right.
Yeah.
Eating the silica gel packets because you think it's candy.
Yeah. But we have a very funny comic on the show today. We have comedian Geoffrey Asmus
That is
from
me.
the You're an Idiot podcast.
Yeah.
With Alex Dragovich.
Yeah,
That's a
there
fun.
we go. You were just on it last week.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
You know, I had a great time on that
We had
show.
a good time,
I
yeah.
really got like kind of in
People
the
were
zone.
commenting nice there. They
Were
said
they?
Mike was good. They said Mike's a great guest.
That's good.
They don't know. Sometimes they hate on the guest too. So you passed with flying colors.
Do they? Who was
Yeah.
your guest that got the most hate? I'm always curious about this.
Some people were a little on the fence. 80% of people love Jordan, but then there were some like men who are just like another woman talking. There's always
Yeah.
a guy who has to be like, female comics aren't funny. Why would you have one on?
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
block them and delete them. But
Yeah,
it's always
I'll delete that comment if it makes you feel better.
it boosted the engagement. We're fine with it. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, and then so the You're an Idiot podcast, and then you got you just did a YouTube special.
It's coming out in I guess 2 weeks, March 26th, Sunday, March 26th, at the same time as Succession, which I did not know when I picked the time, but it probably doesn't matter.
Well, that's okay. See, the thing is that Succession makes you feel stupid,
Yeah.
so you can watch your special,
Yes,
and you
you'll
probably
feel
won't. Hopefully, you won't feel stupid.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
art's for high class people for sure. Yeah, it's pretentious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've never
Yeah.
watched Succession. I actually
Oh,
know
no?
nothing about it. No.
Yeah,
I know
it's
a lot
very.
of people I know like it, and that's enough for me.
Yeah, it's very dense.
Really? It's one of those like
Yeah.
Aaron Sorkin types where every line's snippy and everything.
You got to know a lot about business and
Oh,
economics.
I have no
and-
interest
you know
in
what
that.
I mean? Yeah.
You have to know about like IPOs and
You gotta
venture capital and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
I hate that shit.
And percentage points.
Equity, I have no
You have
idea.
to know what 20% is.
You have to know basic math. These
Yeah.
goddamn shows.
You gotta. I'm sitting there doing long division. I'm like, put on Tulsa King.
Is that the Stallone show?
Yeah, have you seen it?
No, I
my
don't
favorite
really
show.
watch TV, but everyone claims that one's good
It's
too.
my favorite. Yeah, it's my favorite show in a long time.
Isn't he like 85?
Yeah, but he looks great.
He's looking great.
Yeah.
He's not
Yeah.
playing an old man. He's still doing that energetic.
He's an old man.
Thing.
He's an old. No, he does the ass kicking
He's
thing.
kicking
but
ass still.
Yeah.
because he's 80. I bet.
Yeah, they can only keep the show going for so much longer because the Russian sanctions are fucking with Stallone's steroid regime.
He can't get the GHB anymore or whatever. Or I think that's the date rape drug.
Yeah.
Actually.
I guess I do forget that when I watch the show. I go, wow, what an in shape old man.
He's so
But
in shape.
He's juiced. Yeah.
Didn't he
I go,
hit a
that's what I'm gonna look like when I'm 75.
Right.
Yeah.
He has a couple rape charges, I think.
Does he?
He?
No, he doesn't.
I think
Come
he had
on.
a couple rape allegations. Stallone did.
Really?
Schwarzenegger too. Yeah.
Yeah, that must be the ideal like time to use steroids though if you're an actor like that because you can just get like a young Hollywood guy to be your like balls stand-in. So there's no shrinkage, really.
Right.
Do you think does that happen with all
I
steroids?
had a really good time having sex with you, and then it's just like a young ass.
With big balls? Those are mine.
Yeah.
They're
Just
just
they
like
used to be like.
the balls are so big they're coming into the frame of the next scene.
I
like
was mind
being
balls.
picked up by multiple cameras.
He just comes the final callback when they're casting it, and he's like looking at all the guys' balls.
which ones will do. He didn't even watch them act at all.
No.
Send me a ball pic.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be glad to have ball shrinkage?
Is that
though?
true about the rape? He doesn't seem like a rape guy.
I don't know if Mike can look that up, but or the producer, but I'm fairly certain there was something against him. Schwarzenegger for sure.
Everyone in Hollywood should have to prove they're not a rapist. Like
Every year they should have to
like let's just go through it.
Everyone who's had sex with Sylvester Stallone, come out today. We'll give you a day to come out, and no one will attack you online.
Yeah.
The 90s.
He did have one.
Someone alleged that they were assaulted by him in early 90s, and Stallone says he had a consensual relationship with them in 1987.
It wasn't.
Came out in 2017 is when they came out.
Oh, okay.
said,
Okay.
It wasn't me. It was the Rocky statue.
Hey Frank, can you say that you raped the girl?
Oh yeah, he has a brother. I forgot.
Oh, I follow his brother on Instagram. His brother's a great follow.
Didn't he have one hit song or something? He's like a one-hit
maybe.
wonder in music in the 80s.
Yeah.
In like Rocky movie. I think he sang the song to a Rocky movie.
Oh,
or
really?
Something. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's how he's famous.
The girl Stallone raped was like, yeah, I got nervous. He took me to an ice rink and no one else was there. I should have realized something was wrong
He wanted
then.
to show me him punching meat hanging from a hook.
I thought we were just at a Frank Stallone concert because the room was empty.
You want to have sex with the Stallone brothers? That's a woman's dream. Back in the late 80s.
You want to have sex with the Stallone brothers? Yeah, you want to have sex with the Stallone brothers?
Does Frank actually talk like that? Really?
No, but he's like, he's just like a moron.
He's a bitch. Yeah, he's like the bitch brother. Yeah.
But Sly is kind of like that surprises me though, because I think we did an episode recently where I made a big song and dance about how I'm not going to watch Woody Allen movies anymore. Because in my head it's like everybody who's a actual rapist is like a nebbishy little Jew.
So then you see him as the ultimate rapist. Woody Allen.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
the
Well,
embodiment
it's
of
like
all you think.
People who go like, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure. They're the actual
like,
predators.
I don't know how to have sex.
And
You've had a lot of sex. You just don't know how to have consent.
I'm just a little boy.
I'm just glad to be there.
Yeah.
Every comic who's smiling on stage like that, I'm like, okay, you're writing something. A guy who's like, isn't sex kind of scary?
Yeah.
I've got a few in mind when I say that. But
There's going to be
an alpha like me,
Right.
Everyone knows. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's disappointing. Well, that's the show, everybody.
Sly Stone. I like that you call him that. That's a good nickname.
That's what people call him.
People call him that? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sly and the Family Stone. Okay, I love that.
I kind of come around to, I think Woody Allen did molest that girl, but I also think Mia Farrow's kind of a liar who abused her kids.
It seems like they're both evil.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like just kind of you don't make anybody happy when you're like, yes, Mia Farrow is lying, but also Woody Allen molested that girl. Because
everyone wants a winner.
Right. You want Mia Farrow's a crazy bitch who hit her fucking Asian daughter with a shoe while she was on the phone.
Is that true?
That's an allegation, yeah.
Really?
There's a bunch of weird stuff.
Now imagine you're an Asian girl. You're growing up in Korea or wherever it is, China, whatever country it is. Your mother hits you with a shoe all the time, and then you get adopted, and you go, now I get to
fuck your dad.
Yeah. And now I got to go to America and be beat with a shoe, and I have to fuck my stepdad.
He's the ultimate groomer, kind of a legend in the groomer community.
I went all the way to America to get hit with a more expensive shoe.
Yeah.
It's like the shoe that I made. Yeah.
Right. The shoes that we were making for $2 a day are getting marked up for $200 over here, and I'm getting beaten with them.
Yeah. So what's the plan for the special release? You're gonna put it on YouTube, and then people are gonna.
YouTube, yeah, hopefully.
Because I just taped
are
one.
you doing that? I don't really know what you do beyond put it on YouTube and try to talk about it on podcasts. And hope the algorithm thinks you have a cute face, or I don't know what beyond that.
Are you gonna because everybody there's so many.
I'm gonna do a live chat when it comes out, which I think is the dumbest thing imaginable, but I've been told I should do it.
I think they can tip you. At the
I'm
premiere.
adding that function to tip, which is nice, I guess. But
so skip the Succession premiere.
Yeah, please just give me $3. Just $3. That would be great.
Hey, if you watch Succession the night it premieres, you're gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore. You watch YouTube specials the night they premiere.
You watch YouTube specials the night they premiere.
I need this. Those actors don't need any more validation.
Do the tip function, and we gotta boost our friends here because I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah. When's yours coming out?
I want to make my I don't know. We're editing it.
Oh
now.
yeah. You didn't come up with a name yet, did you?
No. I was thinking maybe I'm normal.
I'm normal. Okay.
Yeah.
Normal white guy.
Normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. You want a clickbaity thing.
Should just call it the N-word. I mean, people would watch that.
Exactly.
Like you would at least solve the first problem.
Fuck trans
Mike
people
Racine.
or something. Yeah.
Mike Racine, the other N-word. And they go, what's the other N-word?
Yeah. I think that's Nick DiPaolo's podcast is called The N-Word.
Is it?
I'm almost positive.
Oh, I think it is.
It is, yeah.
Dedicated to the police who kill Black Lives Matter activists.
Yeah, right.
Well, he sells T-shirts that say House NICKA.
Oh, it's not even funny.
No, but
it's just like you're an idiot. Who's wearing that?
Who's wearing that?
Who's wearing that shit? I can't.
Yeah.
People. Oh, that's so embarrassing. If you walking around to like the grocery store with a House Nika shirt on, what are you doing? I didn't even like saying that. I hated that I did that.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. That's what
It's just like he just sells shirts that will give his fans the opportunity to exercise their concealed carry permits.
Yeah.
Just like get you in altercations.
You
with
get
people.
a gun when you buy that shirt.
Right.
You get
right.
you automatically can have a gun.
He sends you a gun in the mail.
He sends you a gun. I can't give it to you at the show,
shirt.
but it'll be there in 5 to 6 business
The shirt
days.
is $600. Yeah.
That's so embarrassing.
But that does seem like the problem with specials is like, how do you get people to pay attention? So I guess some people do take the strategy of leaning down one side or the other on the culture war.
Yeah. I hate that though.
Yeah. Because you want to be a comedian.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I don't want to be the guy I'm sick of railing against cancel culture. We can't we can't do this anymore.
Why don't you rail in favor of cancel culture?
That actually would be kind of fun. Okay.
Yeah,
I think we should like guillotine people who say bad things. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Did you do like an intro for yours?
No, it pretty much starts right away.
Okay.
I did. I think I don't like those like cinematic 3 minutes of you on the couch writing. I just want to hear jokes.
It's very self-indulgent.
It's self-indulgent. At the end, maybe do a little gag or whatever. I think there's a little thing with my mom at the end, but like it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's stand-up. I don't watch a stand-up special for anything else.
Yeah. I'm doing a short little like kind of joke intro, and then I just
a little bit. What are you doing?
I think people can see that when it comes out, right?
Oh, right. Yeah. Why would you say that? No, there's no reason to say it
the only
right
people who are
now.
going to watch it are,
Right. We don't need to spoil it. That's true.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
We'll have fun.
Yeah. So anyway, it's the Out for Smokes pod. This is the I guess we talk about dads
Dad stuff
on the show. Yeah.
Sure.
Take us back to you talk about your dad a little bit. How's your relationship
My
with your
dad? He's fine. We're not like close, but he's fine. My dad has the same job as Homer Simpson, or had the same job.
Okay.
He's like the safety guy at a nuclear power plant, which
Interesting.
I always thought was kind of. That was like, I thought my dad, the only thing we agree on politically is nuclear power. That's like the one, your parents indoctrinate you in their politics. Everything else faded away, but I'm still like, my dad worked in nuclear power, so it's good.
Right.
And I can't, and
You guys are pro-nuclear power?
I'm pro-nuclear power. I'm very pro. I don't know what, it's just our families.
Right.
That's what we agree on.
Right.
They don't agree Black Lives Matter, but we agree nuclear power. That's the way to go.
It's not dangerous?
Nah, it's not really. It's actually very overblown.
Okay.
3 Mile Island. Chernobyl only happened because Russians are stupid.
Right.
That would never happen in America.
Hey, that's offensive. It was Ukrainians.
That's true. That's true. And then
Yeah, well, they can't do anything fucking right. Those morons.
they're ripping the Russians right now.
Are they?
Oh yeah, it's a great upset.
Yeah.
I would have lost a lot of money if I had bet a year ago.
That's what I heard. Right? I heard it's like 13,000 Ukrainian casualties, but about 100,000
Yeah, the Russians are getting like
Yeah, but nobody
decimated.
knows.
They don't actually know, but the Russians are in full retreat pretty much recently. It's kind of a lot. Well,
There's this massacre at Bakhmut going on that the Russians are advancing on as we speak. And
oh, really?
It's been like this long going battle. I mean, this is months and months. It's just World War I shit. I mean, it's,
It is
thousands
World War I
of
shit.
dead people for like a city block, basically.
Jesus Christ. It's insane.
We had one of Sean's friends on the show. He was Russian, and he was like, rape is good, actually.
If it's a Ukrainian woman,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay.
I like it.
Was he very pro-war?
Yeah, I mean, I know this guy through the internet. I wouldn't call him pro-war, but
Yeah.
essentially he lives in Moscow.
He was a
and,
little skewed towards
yeah,
Russia.
I mean, he's in favor of I thought it was
sure.
interesting just because essentially you don't hear that perspective. And I
Right.
was like, hey, let's just ask him what he thinks. Because that's kind of, I mean, essentially been shut out of the media. And I agree, yeah, the Russian invasion's horrible, but there were a bunch of events that preceded it
Yeah,
where there
yeah.
were a lot of off-ramps that people should have taken, but it all just kind of gets flatlined into Putin
Yeah,
bad.
because we have to believe in this Marvel thing where it's good versus
Right.
evil, and it's
Right.
like
Yeah.
it's war. They're
Yeah.
killing each other. There's no real moral high ground, really.
right.
Everyone's like, Ukrainian missiles are good, Russian missiles are evil. It's like, okay, I was seeing this girl I knew this girl. She was posting like, donate money to the Ukrainian military, and she was posting a link. It's like, you're just buying guns. This isn't morality.
Yeah,
you can't
yeah,
just
yeah.
buy a bullet. And
I
that's
remember
like-
that.
People
Yeah.
were. She was like posting links every day. It's like, what are you doing? It's embarrassing.
Yeah, when it started, there were some kids in my neighborhood, and they were like, "We're having a bake sale for Ukraine."
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
And they're just sending it to them to buy a flak jacket or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, one flamethrower.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
It's like when you sponsor a child, they send you how many people to flame.
Sponsor a soldier?
Yeah, sponsor
Yeah,
sponsor a
Buy him
flamethrower.
a porno mag or something.
Yeah.
Porno, flash your tits for Ukraine. Send over some tit pics for him.
With your donation, 18 POWs were executed.
Yeah,
We bought the gas for a chamber. Yeah.
the flashlight was very nice.
Thank you.
The flashlight you sent me
What?
was very good. We'll take turns of fucking it.
It's just Borat,
Kazakh mercenary.
Borat 3, they're all doing war crimes.
I would wish they would all talk like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make war fun.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's not so cruel if they talk like Borat.
Mm-hmm.
God, imagine getting splattered in Ukraine just for like Scott Chaplin to watch your live leak death video while he's eating a burrito. Like, yo, that's crazy.
And then go on his podcast and trying to explain what he saw, and just like no one knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's so funny because like I don't follow the war that closely, but Scott just like watched this live leak or whatever the new one is.
What's Live League?
It's like one of those sites where they'll just have those videos that are too fucked up for YouTube.
Oh, it's where
So
you watch
can-
people die.
You
and
can watch
shit?
people die in the war in Ukraine or whatever. But it's not Live Leak now. There's some other one that Scott
He's
watches.
probably the podcast foremost expert on Ukraine.
Right.
Really?
Because he'll
Is
just
he
watch
watching the
he'll watch the death videos and then like we'll talk about Ukraine just because he'll be like, yo, I saw the war was going like this.
He's lost touch that
Yeah.
it's real or not.
I mean, he does have the most on the ground view of anyone in the
Wow.
podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's
yeah.
uploading these videos? Just like Ukrainian citizens, like, we got one. Watch this video, and they
I
put
think
it
so.
up.
Both sides.
I think they're killing people and then they're calling their moms.
Well,
being like-
that was
yeah.
happening for a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, both sides do those the war footage for
I guess
propaganda.
propaganda. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, it's interesting. If you watch the World War II documentaries, most of the footage we have of the German army, like, invading the Soviet Union, that was because Hitler he liked to watch that. Like, he would go
He'd
to
release that.
Right. He just like he made sure that there were filmers who went with it, and they would send the footage of the combat back to him, and he would watch it at night. He would have these like late night meetings where he would, do
he
meth and
jacking
ramble.
off
I would
to
assume
the invasion
so.
of Russia, you
He's-
have to.
Yeah, he was on so much meth, he just beat it for like 12 hours and nothing happened. Beat his one ball for 12 hours.
That's so funny.
Wait, didn't he like not have a penis or something?
Very micro penis,
Micro-penis?
Yeah.
whatever that means. I don't want to know where it starts because then I'll find out if I have one or not. You know what I mean? I don't
Imagine-
want to know.
Imagine if he comes back and he's like, all right, I'll admit the Holocaust, but we have to clear up some lies,
Yeah,
okay?
I have a huge cock. Yeah, I made no mistakes otherwise, though.
Jeff has a funny joke. He's like, "Yeah, I don't really have a big penis. It's basically a wee wee. What I have."
I call it a wee wee.
He's
Yeah,
like, it's almost a ding-a-ling.
I think it's not really that small. I want to clear the record. It's just a
Yeah.
joke. It's
Yeah,
just, it's
yeah.
average.
We
It's
all
very
exaggerate
average.
our,
We all exaggerate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wee wee is a funny word. Peeny weenie. That's another one I think is funny. Yeah. But penis.
I haven't heard that in decades.
I know. I'm bringing it back. Come on. Why not?
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, what if you take you put Hitler in a time machine and you bring him to Bushwick to show him all the hot Jewish girls to make him not anti-Semitic. But then he gets like shot down and he goes back and does the Holocaust like twice as bad. Like he just strikes out with Bushwick e-girls.
Who's the hottest Jewish woman you could show him that would make him call off the dogs for the Holocaust?
Natalie Portman. Oh, Mila Kunis.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh, he'd call them off, right? Yeah, he'd send the trains back. Yeah, he'd send them on vacation. He'd promote them. Absolutely. I didn't know she was Jewish. I always thought she was Hispanic or something.
Who, Mila Kunis?
I guess that's a very Eastern European name.
Yeah. That would be funny if you're like a high-ranking Nazi guy and Hitler's like, guys, we got to call off the Holocaust. And you're like, thank God.
Thank God we didn't want to do it.
I didn't like doing that. That was my least favorite part of this.
But then he has like a tumultuous relationship and they keep breaking up and getting back together and he calls it on and off like every 3 weeks.
Yeah,
it's will they, won't they do the Holocaust? Will they, won't they? Oh, God.
I want to ask you because you're kind of like a social media whiz kid, right?
Okay, I don't know.
Seem like
maybe.
you're pretty good.
Maybe.
No,
I've been helped by many people, but sure, I'm working on it.
It seems like the stuff you're posting
It's been doing
is
good
going well.
recently. Yeah, it's exhausting. I hate it. It's ruining everyone's lives.
Yeah, remember when you could just do stand up?
It's insane. And now if I do a set and something wild didn't happen, I'm like, why did I even leave the house?
Yeah.
It's a terrible.
Yeah.
It's ruining. I feel bad posting stuff because I'm like, I'm just making other people look at their phones all day. You know what I mean? We're just creating this cycle.
Right. It's funny because you're ruining your own life thinking
and then
about
I'm
your
ruining
own
someone
content.
else's life too by if they choose to look at this.
Right.
We're just ruining each other's lives all day.
And then sometimes you're scrolling all day and you go, all right, I'll just post. I'll stop scrolling.
Yeah, I'll make
this
someone
is for
else
other
scroll
people.
all day.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
passing the buck to them.
Yeah.
But it unfortunately is what we have to do. If you can't not, and there are people who are like, Donald Glover doesn't have Instagram. It's like, well, he was really, really famous by 2012 already. It's not.
And also, it's like, why doesn't he? I mean, he's
why. Don't you get it? I would, if I was famous, I would delete social media immediately.
But I would be like, if I was as famous as him, I'd be like, people are going to forget about me. People are going to forget that I was Simba in the Lion King remake.
True. Actually, he has faded. That is true. Yeah, you're right.
I don't even remember. Who's Donald Glover?
I know he's overrated. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Social, but do you hate? Oh, you got it. You're supposed to lean forward. Supposed to be leaning forward. Yeah. Come on. What's your take on social media?
I'm doing it a lot, but I'm not having any success with it really.
I posted
and I yell at these guys, and I'm like probably annoying in the group chat. And
about
I'm like
posting and all that. And
I'm like, we gotta post, we gotta build the YouTube. I mean, I probably get on Scott a lot for
I mean
on the YouTube.
The sad part is it really comes down to luck. I mean you can try as much as you want, but it is just one day you happen to post at the exact second that 1,000 people are looking for this thing. It is just pure luck. I mean, I posted clips like twice a week since 2019. It didn't hit till about 4 or 5 months ago. I got almost nothing for like 3 years probably.
Okay.
And I don't know what nothing changed. The quality, if anything, they look worse now. I actually stopped caring as much about the quality.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. I've seen videos that look like they're filmed on a potato go viral. Yeah, and then you get a Comedy Central clip and you'll see it has 3 views, and you're like, this seems to make no sense.
Yeah. Well, I had something kind of pop last week. But then I was like, is this because this is a good clip? You know?
I mean, quality does matter, but there's definitely a random element. Just like there used to be whether what's his name would be in the guy who booked the Tonight Show is in the room or not.
Right.
It's all luck. It's just different.
Right.
It's just, is the algorithm in the back of the room tonight or whatever? Is that whatever?
But I've also heard the harder you grind, the luckier you get.
I fucking hate the grind mode.
Can we back up for a bit to Mike asking? So you're kind of a social media whiz kid. My favorite part of this podcast is when Mike asks the guest for career advice?
No, just a little bit.
Like you could call him on the phone, you know.
I'm
You
trying
don't
to-
have to bring him to Midtown Studio to record this.
I'm trying to grow our business here.
Yes.
You want to suck off the algorithm? I get it.
Yeah.
How do you want to know how to suck off the little teeth
I
of
want
the
to
algorithm?
I want to make a sacrifice. To
You
the
know,
algorithm.
you got to post at 5 p.m. every day for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Would you kill like a goat for like the algorithm?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You sacrifice a little virgin.
Yeah.
If that's what we have to do, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just like a goat that's gonna get killed anyway.
Yeah, but you have to to eat its entrails or something. You have to eat its pancreas or something. Yeah.
Hey
I
guys,
would do that.
Hey guys, next week I have a stand-up special coming out, and tonight I'll be burning the Holy Koran.
That's a good title. Calling it the Holy Koran.
Yeah.
That one, actually, you probably don't want to
Draw
do.
Muhammad. Is
Oh
it
my
good?
God!
Yeah.
Draw Muhammad.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I draw Muhammad at the end.
That's the big closer. Wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait for it. It's behind a huge paywall.
Chrissy,
You're like,
draw Muhammad.
I'll draw Muhammad for $100,000.
There's like 50 armed guards in Kevlar in the crowd, and you're just doing like, so Tinder's crazy, right? And just like leading up to it.
And now you have like a Dimitri Martin poster board in the back. You just start, and this is the graph, and somehow it turns into Muhammad. Oh my God.
Now that'd be one of those areas where it would be smart to do a live stand-up special.
Right.
Like I think,
Right.
Your
like
career would be over.
And I would just
Right.
draw like Miss Piggy or something, I wouldn't draw what I thought Muhammad looked like.
That would be funny. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
I think you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
You can draw Muhammad if you end up drawing Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Like that's not, unless they're saying he looks like Robert De Niro.
Right.
I think you're allowed to do that.
Because it's like, obviously I love Chris Rock, but I always thought live stand-up specials were kind of a gimmick. But actually, if you're going to draw Muhammad at the end, that's a hook. It's like, will the comedian live
Right.
to the end of this set?
I agree.
Will somebody in the audience try to stop this from happening when he does his I'm burning
They
the
stopped
Koran
3
bit?
grenades. They stopped 3 assassination attempts. Also, the Chris Rock thing, he edited it.
Oh,
He went
after the
back and
fact,
edited
yeah,
it.
I'm
Yeah,
sure he
to
would.
flip something.
It's like, yes, that's why it's a special is you edit it. you
Yeah,
know?
but if you're gonna do the live thing, you don't get the edit thing.
Right.
Then it's just lame.
Bill Maher did one of those and he got heckled.
Really?
I think, he did one of them for HBO. He did like a live special, and he just gets heckled multiple times in it. And he's just,
Excuse me, I'm not a faggot. Okay. I had to say.
You had to say it one time.
Stop calling me a faggot, okay? Because I am not one. I do not like to have sex with men. I have sex with women. I have sex with black prostitutes.
new rule: stop calling me a faggot while I'm filming my special.
Just security's not doing anything.
They're the ones heckling
Do I
him.
have to kick this guy out?
Those are 2 good Bill Mahers right there. Not bad.
Thanks.
He is a smarmy little
He's a
bug.
smarmy fuck, yeah.
How did he achieve this level of like being seen? Mike
He
a call.
he was on he had like a network show. Well, he did
Yeah,
comedy when there were 4 comedians.
Right.
Right.
He did comedy
Yeah.
when if you were a white guy and you had 3 minutes, you could get a TV show.
And he was
Yeah.
like I'm sure he was the political guy of his era. Right.
It is funny when people like talk online. They're always like, comedy used to be so fucking crazy in the 80s and 90s. Then you watch most stand-up and it's just like, grocery stores are pretty weird, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
They're all like, they used to really let loose. It's like, no, like 3 guys did and the rest of them were the most milquetoast comedy you've ever seen.
I saw a bit of it, like a young Bill Maher clip on
Oh,
his comedy,
God.
like
I bet-
documentary.
how
or whatever.
bad was it?
He goes, yeah, I moved to LA. Things have kind of changed. I'm driving a hybrid car. I'm eating Sprouts. I'm gay now.
That was his big, but that was edgy. That also probably was.
That
like,
was probably edgy.
Whoa, you're
Yeah.
not supposed to be gay, man. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. How do you feel about the Chris Rock, Will Smith? Are you team Will Smith a little bit?
No,
Are you?
No, he's such a little bitch. I hate. He's
Will
a
Smith?
He's just the Scientology, all that. He's
Okay.
a loser.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's like very active on social media is just sad to me.
Okay, I didn't know that.
He's like has a very active Instagram account. He's always. I have a friend who actually writes for him. He has writers for his Instagram. It's like,
okay,
you've been in 20 blockbusters, man. Just quit.
Yeah,
that like constant need for attention, I find very.
You do.
Not that we're not doing it a little bit, but like. Stop. You're Will Smith. You don't need an active Instagram account where you film sketches for his Instagram.
Yeah.
It's lame.
Yeah.
I find you're pro Will Smith.
Because the illusion with these things is always like, hey, it's just me in my house, you know?
Yeah. But it's like, no, but they're all written.
Yeah.
My friend actually told me one of the sadder things I've heard is that like Will Smith has to keep making movies because he can't do anything else. They can't go to a restaurant. He can only be in private when he's on the set of a movie. He can't live a life at all because there's no privacy. He's too famous. So he has to be filming things for the rest of his life, which is like not the worst curse to be in, but it's kind of like, is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like we've talked about this before, but there's sort of in my opinion, ideal level of fame.
Yes.
Where it's like, oh yeah, I don't have to work this shitty job, and and like all this social media grinding. The idea is you get enough that you can stop. I mean, like Mullen came back to it, but for a while that was like, yeah, he had enough of an audience. You don't have to do it anymore.
Right.
It's optional.
Who has a perfect level of fame in comedy?
Like Bill Burr, maybe?
Bill Burr, yeah. He seems like he just does the podcast, but he doesn't have to post clips and every fucking day. Shane, I honestly, Shane Gillis is honestly, I think he has a great, I'd be fine living the rest of my life like that. That seems nice.
Well, if I told you what Adam Friedland was making on the road, you'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's a good."
Yeah. I'm sure, level. But he doesn't have to like post crowd work clips either. He can just do his show.
I think he does, but he
not
doesn't.
often.
I don't think
he doesn't have to churn out 3 a week like we have to on the come up.
Yeah.
I have to be like, I roasted this dumb bitch in Houston. It's like, God damn it, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
It's so. How did you meet? Oh, it's so worth.
But you're right, it is depressing because the idea is you reach the level like Will Smith and you can not do that anymore.
Yeah, you think you would stop, but then he like has to or never leave his house. Those are the options, basically.
Right.
I guess.
I don't like that the Oscars gave him a 10-year ban. That seems a little high.
That seems high?
Yeah.
Hey, no, he should have been banned for life, don't you think? I hate to be the little libtard, but I think he banned for life.
I think 5.
Unless banned for 5 and then he has to promise to do it again just to make us entertained again.
Yeah.
I'm into that. You have to slap a new person. It's like, oh,
That's
who's he going to slap
agreement.
this year?
Yeah,
He's just in the front row and you're like, he's going to slap one person.
Right.
Who's it going to be? I think that would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But 10 years, that seems. But can he be nominated still for 10 years? Or he just can't.
I doubt he will. I doubt he will be.
He
I don't know.
Won't. No,
Yeah.
there'll be a comeback movie. People love that, like
Right.
redemption arc bullshit.
Right.
Isn't he doing that already? Isn't he in like a slave movie or something?
Emancipation, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll get nominated for that. That's Oscar bait right there.
I guess I just feel like, and I'll say this and then we'll move on. But like, what was I going to say? Oh, Chris Rock's being kind of you don't think he's being kind of a crybaby about it? He's being annoying about it.
You got slapped once and it revitalized your career.
Yeah.
So in that respect, he's being a little annoying. Yeah. I'm sure he made $10 million because of that slap.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, looks like somebody got turned down for the Chris Rock writer gig.
No, I guess
you could have been writing that special.
Yeah.
You could have come up with, I identify as poor. My pronoun is broke.
I guess I'm just a wife. I'm just a wife guy to my core.
Yeah.
I'm really into my wife this week.
You would have you stood up for would have you slapped Chris Rock if he said something about your wife? If you're in front row of the Oscars? Yeah. You're front row. You slapping Chris Rock?
He's like, there's a janitor here. His wife got some big titties.
Don't talk about my wife's titties like that. Keep my wife's titties out of your damn mouth.
And now he's shoving the broom up Chris Rock's ass. My name is Mike Racine, and I love my wife.
And I sodomized Chris Rock.
Coming to Netflix. The janitor from the Oscars. The guy who shoved the broom handle up Chris Rock's ass.
Does a 45-minute talk about cancel culture.
Yeah, I have a special. It's 39 minutes.
It's you and the Bagel Boss doing a joint special. There we go.
Yeah. All right, so Sean. So why don't you give us a little news update? What's happening in the financial world? in the world of banks.
The world of banks.
Silicon Valley. Sean, please start talking.
Oh no, the rich are suffering. Oh no.
We're recording this Wednesday, March 15, so stuff might change, but we've been having like probably the worst bank meltdown since 2008. But Silicon Valley Bank was rescued by the FDIC, which insures deposits. Basically, there was $175 billion worth of deposits in the thing. And
they're a woke bank, right?
Yeah, they're a woke bank. That's why they went under, because there were too many like Hollywood.
Go woke, go broke.
They, she's.
Yeah.
It was the trans people.
They were like, we have genderless checking accounts.
The trans mafia got another bank.
There was like a whistleblower, like, they're starting their compliance meetings with a land acknowledgement. I'm trying to alert the Federal Reserve. They're talking about the tribes that lived here. This bank is going under.
We're banking on Pawnee land right now.
This is the problem when you go to the bank. It's woke. They're I don't know. Just Bill Maher complaining about.
Well, it's like, okay, so they had 175 billion in deposits, and 150 billion of it is not insured. And the way it works is after the New Deal, FDR, they set up this FDIC, insures all bank deposits up to 250,000. So if you have less than 250,000 in a bank, it goes under. The federal government will pay you back.
Nice.
But that didn't exist before the New Deal, and one of the conditions of it was this is only for like commercial banks. Like your small hometown bank was supposed to be the only one who could get this. Like just the banks that kind of like do loans to small business in the area and take deposits and do that kind of mom and pop small bullshit. Mm-hmm. The big investment banks like Goldman Sachs or now JP Morgan Chase, they were never supposed to get that. And then there's this thing in 1999, they repealed Glass-Steagall, which was this financial law that said there are investment banks and there are these small commercial banks, and only the small commercial banks can get this insurance. So what happened is they
repealed that so the investment banks could get it still?
So there's a bunch of mergers, and now banks like Bank of America and JP Morgan Chase would be another example where they all take deposits and they get that insurance, but they also have investment bank arms that do these extremely risky, essentially gambling, but, investment, mergers, acquisitions, IPOs, all that bullshit, where they can kind of commingle the funds, like technically they're not supposed to, but there's no enforcement. It happens all the time. And so kind of what happened with the Silicon Valley Bank is this thing was like an IPO bank for Silicon Valley. Like, Roku has hundreds of millions in there. There's a few others. California Governor Gavin Newsom, it came out, he was lobbying the Biden White House for a bailout, and he has 3 wineries with bank accounts there, as well as probably his personal accounts as well. So it's like he's going to get a bunch of money back. But basically, wallstreetonparade.com is the website I recommend for financial stuff if people want to read more. But they were talking about this Silicon Valley Bank was essentially just a VC investment bank for, Silicon Valley startups. And that's why, 93 or 97% or whatever it was of the people who had money in there had more than 250,000.
Right.
So
what do you think the first bank in history was? Just the guy with like the most coconuts that just lent people?
Yeah, I'll give you a coconut if you let me suck your wife off. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
How else are we gonna
Seems like a pretty good deal.
Let me suck your wife off.
Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah.
She was trans in that joke.
Yeah.
It was a progressive joke. Sorry, I guess that humor isn't accepted here.
Yeah, maybe that flies at Silicon Valley Bank, but not on the Out for Smokes podcast.
I shouldn't have questioned your.
Yeah, come on. Wait, so that means that all these, they don't get their money back?
Well, they will now, because the FDIC, like, again, the rule as written is more than 250,000. The government doesn't bail you out. You have to take the bank through bankruptcy, and they have to sell off all their assets, and then maybe you get all your money back, maybe just get half your money back, But the FDIC and the Federal Reserve have stepped in and said, we're going to guarantee all of it, but they're being cute about it, and they're saying, this is not a bailout, and then they're, describe exactly what a bailout is, and then they say that no taxpayer money will be used, and then...
How could they do it then?
So the way it goes is they say this will all be funded by the Deposit Insurance Fund, which is about $100 billion, and the money for that comes from banks who pay fees, these banks that are heavily subsidized by the taxpayers, pay fees, and then if that $100 billion disappears, who pays it? the taxpayer. So it's like
so
it's like a cute little shell game where it would be like, let's say Scott took $1 from Mike and then gave it to me, and Mike said, and I gave it to Mike, and he would say, "Is that Scott's dollar?" And I would say, "No, it's my dollar. I'm holding it." You just
First of
kind
all,
of
I'm sorry. Where did Scott get $1?
Scott got his monthly Patreon payout of $1, and he gave it to me because I have him on an exploitative contract.
Scott, okay, we could give you $1, or we could give you 3/4. Look how shiny they are.
Or one ISIS beheading video.
Yeah.
But they just do all these shell games with taxpayer money because it's like the banks, the too big to fail banks, they get so much money from the Federal Reserve, which it's like, okay, technically that's not taxpayer. They're just printing it. They're generating it, but that's public money. But then, they give some of this back to the FDIC to put in this insurance fund. It's like, it's all kind of public taxpayer money. Yeah. They're just kind of being cute about it. But
that's so funny.
Like between that one and what's the other one?
Was there another bank that just
Signature
ended?
Bank. Yeah, Signature Bank just went up. That was like a New York real estate bank, but apparently they had $88 billion in deposits, of which $79 billion were not insured.
I just don't understand, how does it just fail one day? Wouldn't they know for months that they have, we're kind of $100 billion in debt? Does it just happen one day? Am I an idiot? Or how does that happen?
No, I
don't understand how it, like, one day, whoopsie.
Yeah.
Like, they should have known for years, right?
There were warning signs, but it was essentially just bank runs started. Because, so the situations are a little bit different, but in the case of Silicon Valley Bank, they just bought a bunch of treasuries when the interest rate was 0.25%. They bought like fucking $70 billion or something ridiculous like that.
Now, let me tell you this. When I started investing my money about 5 years ago, I was looking at the waste management. I was looking at two companies, Republic Services and Waste Management. They're garbage companies.
You were going to invest in them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that Waste Management 5 years ago was about $88 a share.
Really? That seems very high.
Yeah.
I guess everyone needs trash, though. Yeah, okay.
Everyone needs trash.
Yeah, okay.
There's always going to be trash.
Everyone needs trash. That's
Republic
why I post
Services,
reels every day.
Republic Services was about $57 a share, if I'm remembering correctly, in about 2018. And now the only stock that I have in my portfolio is green. That's green is Waste Management. It's like 139 a share. It's kind of at like a 5-day low. Yeah, I didn't buy that much of it because
you're a genius, though.
I'm an idiot.
You really think about it.
Yeah.
That you bought any.
And then Republic Services is like 154 a share
shit.
or something.
Oh, wow.
So
you could have tripled your money.
If I only invested in garbage, I would have been.
You could have been very rich.
Yeah, just my little microscene tip of the day.
Invest in trash companies.
Go back to 2018.
I don't understand investing at all. It makes no sense.
Well, you buy a little piece of the company.
Yeah, but who decides if it goes up or not? That's what I don't understand. How does it?
People on Reddit.
It seems to be that. That's what I don't understand. It's just like a gambling that you kind of rig somehow. It seems that way.
Yeah, well, you and all your buds. You know?
If we all pool together, we could make a run or something.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. You downvote Amy Schumer's latest comedy special, and then you make some money.
Make a run on Netflix. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so it's like these two banks together, it's like $79 billion uninsured deposits, and then Silicon Valley is $150 billion. So that's, over $200 billion. Well, the whole fund for the FDIC is $100 billion. Mm-hmm. And so it's like maybe those banks can sell off assets and they don't have to tap the fund completely, but they're essentially gambling that these bank runs will stop. Because
if it keeps going, they're out of money.
Right. Because what fucked Silicon Valley Bank was they had these long-term treasuries that were paying out, X percentage, and then the Fed raised interest rates, so they issued new treasuries that paid out a higher percentage, and the old ones were worth less. So they were just holding like $91 billion in these long-term securities that if they sold, they would take a loss, but all their cash was tied up, and a bunch of depositors realized this at once, and they started this bank run on Thursday. Oh, there's a crazy quote on the bank run.
That's
the
wild.
Silicon Valley Silicon Valley Bank customers on Thursday withdrew $42 billion or $1 million a second for 10 straight hours.
Jesus,
it's the largest bank run in history.
Wow, they're going in. They're like, "Can I withdraw $1 million
Get my money out
right now?" Wow.
Yeah. Every second, $1 million gets pulled out.
Holy shit!
Because I guess eventually there were these warning signs, and eventually everybody kind kind of realized at once, oh, they have 91 billion tied up in long-term assets that they can't get rid of, and if they have more deposits, they have this 175 billion in long-term
Wouldn't people
deposits.
realize that if we make a run on the bank, then that's also bad?
Yes.
But everyone's selfish and doesn't realize if we work
Yes.
together, it wouldn't happen.
Right.
It's basically every man for himself kind of thing.
Yes, as long as you get your money out first, you're fine.
Right. Okay. So that it comes down to selfishness a little
Yes.
bit. Okay.
As long as you get your money out first, you can fuck over James Stewart's character in It's a Wonderful Life.
Right.
And destroy his family's bank. And, you know.
Get there first. But this one's good. It's all like rich people who are suffering. So I kind of like that.
Well,
or is it,
yeah.
Is it the common man, or it's mostly just
It's mostly rich
startups?
people, but
Okay,
they're just doing another bailout. Like, I mean, that's, again, they're being cute about it. But like I was saying, this FDIC insurance, this was only ever meant for the common man. And what's happening now is these banks, like Silicon Valley Bank, are just investment banks. They are gambling arms that are being subsidized by the federal government, the taxpayer.
they're making money off of our money.
Exactly.
And then
It's
when
like
they lose it, we give them more money.
literally that. Yes.
Incredible.
It's just such a crazy finance system we have now, where they say.
But I have to feel embarrassed for shoplifting from my groceries.
Right, and
Whole
but
Foods.
that's what's ruining America.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
liberals who take a snack bar from Walgreens. Yeah, exactly. I just don't want to work anymore.
Right.
I love that shit.
Right, like the Signature Bank, the one in New York, they were one of the first banks to accept cryptocurrency as a deposit. They'll take your deposit of Bitcoin, and then of course, right after the FTX scandal, all that shit crashed, so they got fucked over by that a bit. But it's just like we essentially have banks that are gambling on cryptocurrency scams with the federal government's tab.
Yeah,
You know, it's
and they
like-
know they're scams too.
Yeah.
they just want to make money quickly and then hopefully get out before it fades or whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, by the time this comes out on Friday, there'll probably be some more changes in the market. But it is, so it could have gone one way or another. Maybe they can stem the panic. Maybe it'll keep going. But it is just kind of disturbing to me, I guess, how far we've come from like what this law, this deposit insurance was intended for, to the point where it's like, you know, it's just like any other bookie, but essentially they have, if they lose, they just immediately get bailed out.
And why would you stop
Bill Maher on
gambling?
stage, just like, take your money and put it up your ass.
What do you want your son to learn from this, Mike?
I don't
What would
know.
You want your
know,
son to
you
take
know
from
what?
this?
We had kind of, this was kind of a last minute episode. He threw up at daycare today. I had to go get him because I sat down to be like, what are we going to talk about to prepare the episode, and then I had to go pick him up, and then he puked 2 more times.
Probably because he's mad about the banking run.
I
He's
think
probably
so,
a little
yeah.
stressed out about it.
Yeah.
He had a lot of money tied up in there.
Yeah. Yeah, he puked in his stroller on the walk home.
Oh God.
And then I sat him down on the couch. He puked on the couch, and even when he
was like-
pukes,
That was Scott's family emergency, was going to Deb and Mike's son.
to help your kid. Yeah.
He's having
Heard
an
your
affair.
kid's puking. Can't
Deb,
make it to the pod.
Deb actually texted Scott. Said, "Can you get over here, BB?
No, Mike needs to pod
Can
right
you get
now.
over here, BB?"
Yo.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, Scott's cleaning up my. Wow, what a great friend. He just cleans up my kid's vomit.
Hi, podcast. You know.
Yeah. My
Are you
kid,
okay?
even you know what I think I want him to learn, aside from the banking stuff. Anytime, because I hate throwing up. Do you guys
Sure.
hate throwing up?
Yeah, I don't enjoy
It's not
it.
pleasant. Not
But it
pleasant.
does make you feel better, so it's not the worst.
I hated throwing up so much when I was a kid. I didn't throw. I threw up when I was in 3rd grade, and I didn't throw up again until I was a senior in high school. That's how much I hated throwing up.
You were able to will yourself not to throw up.
I
You're
just-
like, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
That's kind of amazing.
and
if true.
I would shit if I had to.
You'd be telling your body, turn this into shit.
Yeah.
I'm not letting it go out that hole.
Yeah.
It's gonna be shit.
Yeah. And I still kind of do that. And I woke up in the middle of the night, Sunday night, and I felt like I was gonna puke, and then I didn't, and then I went and
Wow,
and
you have
pooped.
like a Herculean strength. That's
Yeah.
kind of amazing.
Yeah, so you gotta. Now I've had food poisoning a few times, since then. But that was that was about a 9-year run.
So you're gonna if your son's about to puke now, you're gonna be like, keep it in, keep it in. Dad kept it in.
No, I think you gotta puke when you feel sick, but
Yeah.
it's just But I'll tell you what, apple cider vinegar if you feel like you're gonna have like a stomach bug, you drink a little of that.
Really?
It's supposed to. Apparently, my grandmother has said that it kills all the bacteria in your stomach.
That's like that old Italian grandma science. And then
Yeah.
you look it up and you're like, there is no evidence that apple cider vinegar does anything.
But it's always
it works as a placebo. It's a placebo.
every time. If I feel like I eat
I'm
old
into it.
food or something, or like if I eat like a piece of fish that I'm not sure,
Yeah.
I just drink a little apple
Those
cider vinegar.
wheatgrass
It's supposed to
smoothies do
kill.
that too, they say.
Do they?
Shots of wheatgrass. I had one today
Okay.
for the first time. Kind
What,
of
it kills the
amazing.
bacteria in your
That's
stomach?
supposed to make your digestive go better, yeah.
Okay.
That's what all like the hot white girls were doing in front of me. I'm like, I'll have one too.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Okay.
Mike's gut is just covered in tapeworms. Just like
The cider vinegar
big,
worked.
they're getting bigger because of the apple cider
They're
vinegar.
like, please more, send more down.
They're
Michael."
reproducing. Yeah. Yeah. They're having babies. All right. Well, any final thoughts? Anything else you want to say about the banking?
No, I did my rant about.
That was honestly informative. I learned a lot. I actually liked that. I hadn't
Nice.
done any reading, so thank you for that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy where we're just constantly, as it's an abused term, but gaslight it.
Right.
Where they'll come out and Biden will say no taxpayer money, but
look
used.
who's a white woman now.
It's not a
Look
a
who's
bailout.
becoming the thing he hates the most.
It's
in the
not a
world.
bailout. Yeah.
And then it's just like you read for not even 20 minutes, and it's like, oh, they're just lying. They're being cute with word games to
Right.
disguise what's going on here, which is that this provision that was set up for the benefit of small people with less than $250,000, is being just extended because Gavin Newsom and a bunch of their donors are going to lose money
Right.
otherwise.
It's when you learn that like partisan politics has nothing. This would have been the same no matter who the
yes.
president is. It's like it's all meant to benefit the same
Right.
people. It doesn't matter
That's
who
the
we
thing.
elect. Yeah,
they,
it's
they,
bullshit.
whether it's Ben Shapiro or Democrats or Republicans or whoever, they're always, bailouts are bad and, free market. But it's as soon as Wall Street comes calling, they'll do another bailout.
They'll do a
and
bailout.
It's not even been 2 years since the last one was COVID-19 when they did the, the benefits, which were good. I got a little money off that.
You got to go to Whole Foods and get your own bailout once
gotta
a week.
steal.
Yeah,
Stealing is easy
I get about
and it's good.
$60 worth of bailouts every week.
Do you really? Are you?
Well-
You don't say that. We don't say that publicly.
No,
but
okay.
I steal from Walgreens every once in a while. Yeah.
You do?
It's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did like hundreds of billions of dollars to the finance people during the
The
COVID
airport's
bailout.
a great place to do it.
Oh
It's-
yeah, easy. Yeah.
It's like not even 2 years, and they need another one. So
Right.
it's I don't know. I just don't see how this is sustainable long term. But
I guess we'll just find out if money is real or not.
Right,
If they can
exactly.
keep just being imaginary with numbers, I guess it could work, but
Yeah.
it's probably not.
okay,
I
inflation is 18%, but the good news is Gavin Newsom's wineries are all okay.
See, I don't worry about like a financial collapse or anything like that because I'm like I have a strong back, and I like
You'll be able to be a mover no matter what.
or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I believe in myself in that way, in that regard.
You'll be able to survive.
I feel like I
You
will
think if, like,
survive.
the
I'm not gonna
society
panic.
crumbles, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You have a gun?
Do I have a gun?
You gotta have a gun.
No. I'll
I
do a
don't.
bow and arrow maybe.
I know a couple people with guns.
Yeah, you
So
gotta
that's
at
what
least know a few.
Because that's like, if it's the shit hits the fan,
Yeah.
you can put your bug out bag together
know.
all you want. But if you
Right,
don't have a
right,
gun,
right.
you're not going to protect
need a
that.
I
few
got a couple
doomsday
friends in
preppers in
Jersey.
your
Shout out to Rachel and Sean in Jersey,
they got some guns.
or Grace and Sean in Jersey. Yeah, they got a couple guns.
Oh,
It's
there
just
you
like
go. You don't
doxing
even know
them.
their names. You're like, Grace or
no,
Rachel?
because she's
Can I
got
have
like
a gun?
an alias.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I don't know which name I was supposed to say.
Shout out to my friend Jacob Corey with his illegally modified AR living in New Jersey, Newark specifically.
yeah.
I think I can
Yeah,
bring up
yeah,
his
yeah.
apartment number if you want.
He's got the extended clip they used at Parkland. But I have an idea for a sketch where it's like there's a bunch of people and then like there's zombies in the barn.
Sure.
And one of the zombies that comes out is like my baby. And someone's like, we have to kill it. And then I shoot that guy. And then they're like, no, you have to kill your kid. Your kid's a zombie. I'm like, all right. Let me do it because it's my kid. And then I like shoot that person. And then we end up
You
like
just
shooting.
never shoot the zombie.
Yeah, and
You
we
like,
never
well,
shoot the zombie baby.
You hug your zombie baby and it kills you.
And then at the end, we're like a zombie family. Yeah.
That's the true family man. That's
Yeah.
the ultimate dad.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Jeff, why don't you do some plugs one last time before we wrap
You're gonna
up?
want to listen to my podcast. You're an idiot every Monday.
Yeah, it's a
wherever
fun
you
show.
Find, it's a fun show.
I was just on it.
That Mike was just on it with my Serbian friend Alex Dragovic. Instagram, I post riveting stand-up clips. I actually think they're pretty good, but I post too many probably. At Geoffrey ATM, GeoffreyATM, Geoffrey Asmus.
Yes. No, oh, is that what that is?
Very funny little joke I thought was so funny 7 years ago, and I'm never changing
See,
it.
I thought it was Geoffrey. I thought it was like Jeffrey at the moment.
Everyone thinks that,
Yeah.
but I know it's a
Geoffrey
little dirty
Asmus.
little joke because my name's Geoffrey Asmus, and people call me
Right.
Geoffrey Asmus in college. Yeah,
Oh,
that was
okay.
like my nickname. Yeah.
Why not Jeffrey Anus?
Oh, I got that too.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Assmunch. Ass everything. I've had every
yeah.
variation. I thought Assmouth was the cleverest one though.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny. You being a little kid. You're like, actually, it's Asmus.
It's Asmus, and then she's just like, no, you're ass.
Yeah.
You're gonna be Asmus all year, and everyone thinks it's so fucking. It's German, and we'll get you
Yeah.
back.
There's a
We'll
kid
get you all back.
There was a kid we went to school with. And his name was Aaron, and when the teacher called him Aaron the first day,
Oh,
And
that's
he was like-
that's the same.
but he was like, "My name is Aaron."
And then everyone mocks him all year.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Shut the fuck up.
So we just hit 800 patrons on
That's
Patreon. So
huge.
thank
That
you.
rocks.
Yeah. Well, you got to split it with 2 other guys. So it's really not that much
Still
money.
more than we have per person. That's
Yeah,
great.
sometimes one of the guys will pretend to have a family, emergency.
and then he
still gets the Patreon
still
money.
gets the Patreon
Interesting
money.
How that works.
Yeah. But we just hit 800 on Patreon, so why don't you get over there? Because if there are 800 people, in that nice little community, then maybe you want to be in that community too. $5 a month gets you a extra episode every single week. That's the show. I want to thank my guest, Geoffrey Asmus.
What the
I don't.
fuck?
That was Bill Maher.
Oh, okay. It was a little different than the other Maher voice.
It was, but I don't have any. That's it. That's the show. Thanks for joining us, and we'll
Thanks
see
for having
you
me.
hopefully
Thanks, Geoffrey.
Sunday.
This was fun.
On the Patreon.
Oh, on the Patreon. Okay, I was like, what's happening Sunday? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, you're coming back.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, thanks for having me, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, thanks for listening.